Hello peoples, Power here to review the Ultraman Trigger DX G.U.T.S Hyper Key Ultraman Tiga Set. So this was the first premium Hyper Key set announced literally at the start of Trigger. I think literally like a few days before, or literally the week before Trigger. But anyways, as you can see from here, we got Ultraman Tiga multi-type here, obviously the name of the set. As you can see, it's in this nice slipcase box with all the information. So this literally has all the warnings and such, says how much batteries it takes, because as I said, this is a slipcase, which, you know, pretty nice quality. Here's the actual box, which has a open window to show the hyper keys that are included. So obviously this consists of, excuse me, I'll get over it later. There's this nice marbling design that I think is supposed to be reminiscent of the Ultra Replica Spark Lens 25th anniversary version. Obviously you get the Tiga logo right there, and then you get a nice picture of Tiga in all his forms. And obviously there's an open spot, so then, you know, if you want to, when you take this out, you can simply open the packaging and insert the Tiga multi-type key to then present them all together if you want to keep this all in box, which is a pretty nice option. And I guess one last thing about the packaging before we actually get to the keys themselves is that obviously there's actually no window. I appreciate the background they have here. It's really nice, and you know, if you scan this pretty well, you know, you can use it for a potential background. Also appreciate that they curved the cardboard so you don't bend it when you try to put it back in. So let's take a look at these three keys. So here we have all three of the hyper keys out. Obviously, this set consists of Tiga Power Type, Tiga Sky Type, and Glitter Tiga. So again, first taking a look at, zooming out, apologize for that, Tiga Power Type. Obviously, there's the mosaic illustration. He is U-11, so he, obviously all these fall after Tiga multi-type. Obviously the base is red. This is B027. Comparing it to Trigger Power Type. I appreciate that this time they actually decide to make the poses different, but obviously they're essentially doing the same thing. And I'm actually going to bring this one out, because you might be wondering why the heck I'm bringing out the Ultraman 55th anniversary. And that's actually because this is our first instinct of a hyper key using the same exact track. So that means we're going to get the same LED coordinations between this one if you watch the review for this one. Go over the sounds.
Ultraman Tiga Power Type. Ground mode. Ultraman Tiga Power Type.
And I'm going to save the last one. So, here we are with Tiga Sky Type, obviously blue base. Here's the mosaic illustration, U-12. And then this one is B024. Again, the base is the exact same, so I don't really feel the need to like overly go over it. And actually, before we get to that, I already forgot to show off Trigger Sky Type. Again, I like the subtle differences they have.
Ultraman Tiga Sky Type. Ground mode. Tiga Sky Type.
Obviously, the last sound for both of them respectively. Color timer. Last but not least is technically our new key, Glitter Tiga. As you can see from the illustration, obviously it's just mostly, you can still see the colors of glitter of Tiga multi-type, but now glowing in yellow. And I really like how the shine actually affects the numbering here, because this one's U-13. And as you can see from the base, this one obviously is still the same as a traditional hyper key. It's that now it's in this translucent sparkly, or it's now cast in this translucent sparkly yellow, which I really like. Like, I was actually surprised that it's actually translucent, because you can actually see the internals and such, which is pretty interesting. This one is B029, and technically we don't need to do any comparisons with this one. Or actually, yeah, we have to, because obviously it's vastly different from Glitter Trigger. Because I think when this got released initially, we were all just expecting Glitter Trigger to be like this, but, you know, it's its own thing, which I'm fine with. Realigning my other ones. Excuse me. I apologize.
Glitter Tiga. Round mode. Glitter Tiga.
So, Glitter Tiga, I want to say Glitter Trigger. Glitter Tiga actually has additional sounds within this mode. I think there's at least 2 finishers. And I'm pretty sure that's it, because again, I think if we circle around, we're getting the transformation. Yeah. So let's use all 3 of these within the spark lens. So we're going to start with power type.
Ultraman Tiga Power Type. Garothium.
Obviously, it will have the same finishers as Trigger, which I honestly didn't know. And the transformation. Obviously the same standby, just this is making new sounds.
Ultraman Tiga Power Type.
There's a transformation for a Tiga power type. Interestingly, they didn't modify it at all. It's literally like the same exact thing. Like, they didn't add that, like, additional sound of, like, I want to call them bells, but they're not bells. Anyways, again, just like Glitter Tiga, we actually have more than usual with the sounds, because it would actually essentially alternate between a grunt and an attack. So this time, essentially, we still have the, like, 2 finishers and such, but they've, like, it's in a pattern. And then the last sound, which is the flight, remains the same. I'm not gonna bother doing the guts or the spark lens mode, just because it's, you know, we're covering 3 DX keys, so we might as well, if you want that, watch the demo.
Ultraman Tiga Sky Type.
again, we're gonna have the same. I think. Oh, before I get to the text, I think that is literally the same exact sound. Because I think the type changing for Tiga isn't different. But anyways, just like power type, we're gonna have a grunt and then an attack. And another flight. Last but not least. Yeah, surprisingly, it's just glitter, not glitter Superion. There's the transformation for Glitter Tiga. Now, his attack lineup is similar to the other two, but obviously because he has a bit more sound, so I think he starts with the grunt and then an attack, but then he's going to have like 2 grand final attacks. Yeah, so he has 4 attacks, as the last 2 are like his, I guess, 2 big final ones. And obviously, oh, I guess let's just get to it. So that final sound isn't him flying off. It's actually, I guess, him re-emerging himself back into Tiga multi-type. I don't know. Alright, so Circle Arms. Obviously, if I can insert it. Sky Arrow. Then last but not least, Focus. So there we have it with this set entirely. And overall, for the first premium Bandai set, it's not bad. It's pretty solid. It's, you know, nothing drastically different. But I appreciate the little things they added just to like bring the premiumness into it. Obviously, like defining the finishers, because, you know, I guess you want to, like, I guess, like, you know, the retail, like ultras that we did get that weren't obviously Trigger, like, yeah, they had like the one finisher and such, like, I just like how they essentially took what they did in the retail sets, but like expanded on it. Like, you know, these two now have like two finishers. What Tiga has four, but like, you know, I don't think it's like, you know, it's like a nice expansion, and it's just like, you know, for what they do, it's just pretty nice. Obviously, like you can now, like obviously, like it made sense because now you actually do have all four Tiga's forms, so that's pretty nice and such. You know, if you never did pick up the Ultraman 55th anniversary key, this is like, I guess, nice fill-in to have, you know, a nice another way of obtaining this track. Other than that, these two tracks are completely new, as you know, they still do the red and white, or they parallel between those two colors. It's just that obviously this ends on blue, this ends on yellow. We're most likely going to see more of these tracks. Overall, again, I think this says pretty solid. Overall, not sure if I can really say that with the other ones that are coming up. But, because I don't know, I guess if I really had to spoil it, I think this is like the only kind of justifiable premium, Guts Hyperkey set. But, yeah, I think this one, oh, speaking of it being justifiable, this one I think is by far going to be the cheapest, uh, set to pick up because it's just Hyperkeys. So it's like, you know, you're paying for three, so they're like $10. So you're paying like around $32 on this, and you know, going off like to collectibles, you're paying like an additional 20 to ship it. So you're paying like $50 for this. You know, it just depends on how much of a completionist you are at this point. It's not really necessary, but it's like, you know, if you do want all Tiga's forms, and if you do want this new base color for the hyper keys, then go for it. Anyways, I'll have to do with this review, so this is PowerRider, and I'll leave you people.